good day.
Cool. Now all these cameras.
How was your first game as a Bruin?
It was awesome. It was just great to get back out there. I missed a lot of pretty much the majority of my senior year last year. So it's been a while since I, played in a football game, and to do it with a new group of guys, in a different conference in Hawaii, nonetheless. Not that it even matters, but it was still pretty cool. It was really nice to get back out there. It was a fun time.
How did you feel that you performed?
I performed okay. I'm pretty critical. You can always do better. I left a couple sacks on the table, but they started calling me CP3 because I just give assists to my teammates. I gave Keanu a sack because I missed one, which if I can get my teammates some sacks, that's cool too, but I would like to get a couple of my own, but could always do better. I'm excited to get back out there against Indiana.
How's the transition been? Just because, unlike maybe some other places, there's so much turnover with the pass rush, where there's so many new pieces. How much easier has it been, I guess, learning all together?
Like the pass rush here?
Yeah, just all you guys who have transferred in, as opposed to learning from a bunch of guys who have been here for a couple of years. Right. How's it been just trying to learning it all together? Right.
One thing they say a lot here is you have to unlearn to learn. I think that's what they say, and I didn't really understand that at first. But it makes sense because the teaching is so different here compared to where I came from and where some of the other guys came from. And we have a lot of young guys. Jay Toye, he got the majority of the playing time last year, but other than him, we have a lot of guys that haven't gotten that amount of experience. So we're just all I'm learning it with them. They're more perfecting it. I'm still learning it, because I'm not new, but I'm relatively new. So just unlearning to learn the new style of pass rush here. That's kind of been my main focus, and it's helpful because some of these guys have been here a long time, and they've been teaching me, helping me. So it's been a nice transition, but it's definitely been a learning curve for sure.
Got some Navy connections in the building with Coach Norwood and Bryce McDannald, and I'm probably missing a couple. But did you guys ever talk about Navy and that connection? Did that kind of help ease your transition maybe a little bit?
Yeah, that has been a very nice part of this entire transition process. We have a lot of inside jokes, so it's nice if I'm having maybe I had a bad practice or maybe it's been a long day. We'll just crack one of our Navy inside jokes, and it's just like little slice of home. But
you give us one?
Oh man, so I'm on the punt team here, and one thing we said over at Navy is just wear the sombrero. That makes absolutely no sense, but that's just something we said. And Coach Thomas, the running backs coach here, was running backs coach when I was at Navy. So every day on punt, I just hear him yell from across his legs, wear the sombrero. I'm like, oh man, it just makes me laugh. It just makes no sense, but it's funny.
Coach Norwood sang "Lean on Me" when he was at Navy, and then he brought that here. I'm sure you heard him do that. How good was his rendition in leading you guys?
That was awesome because that's something we didn't do at Navy last year because Coach Ken wasn't there last year.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. But it just brought back a whole bunch of memories when he started playing that song. I was just like, oh man. I just looked around the room, I kind of soaked it all in. I've been doing this with my brothers on the East Coast for 3-4 years now, and now I'm with my brothers on the West Coast, and it's the same feeling, which was awesome.
And then Luke Shoran came from nearby in Johns Hopkins. Have you guys kind of bonded at all?
Yeah, so Luke, he went to Johns Hopkins. Man, I remember when I found out he was coming here because we have a lot of mutual friends, but I never talked to Luke before coming here. So we have a lot of shared experiences that we didn't know that we shared. Maybe being at the same place at the same time. We were both at the Zach Bryan concert 2 years ago. We were talking about that. We had no idea. So we have a lot of mutual friends, shared experiences, and putting the pieces together has been hilarious. Talking and be like, oh yeah, so a couple years ago I remember I went to this place, and Luke was like, oh, you were there? Yeah, I was there. And so it's cool. We probably ran into each other a handful of times, didn't even know.
How did the time off impact your perspective on things, football, just in general? How do you get through a stretch like that?
It really puts a different perspective on things because I love football so much, but what I missed more than football was the team, the guys. So not having that, because being sidelined last year, I tried to be a part of the team as much as I could, but it's hard. When you're not out there with the guys, it's not that same. You're not sharing that that kind of going to war feeling anymore. So even though I was kind of the player coach, it wasn't me out there. I didn't have that same feeling that the other guys had. And, you know, being back here, being able to get that back, that's what I've missed the most, and that's what I've been so happy to gain. Just being able to take the field with a group of guys that I hang out with on a daily basis. That's really been the best part.
And how much of an overlap is there between football and quantitative economics? Is there any kind of Venn diagram there at all? Is there anything that like, crosses over?
That's not my major anymore. No, I miss those days, but no overlap there. Just two completely different things.
What are you majoring in now?
Political science. It's
a little bit more.
It's different. It's different. I miss quantitative economics for sure.
Indiana, no secret, they scored 77 points last week. How big is it going to be to get a pass rush going against an offense that dynamic, that explosive, and what is it going to take to do successfully?
It's going to take us stopping the run. You know, they're going to want to run the ball on us. You know, they're a physical football team. It just comes down to us, you know, stopping the run, earn the right to rush the passer is something that we say. So, you know, if they're getting 4 or 5, 6 yards per carry, we're not going to be able to rush the passer. We're just going to keep running it all day. But if we shut them down on first and second down, get a third and long, you know, maybe get a decent pass rush in, you know, earn the right to rush the passer.
Do you feel like it's important for this team to come out and establish that it can play a physical, quote-unquote, Big Ten style of football?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think it's important for any team to start fast. You know, if you don't start fast, you know, you're not going to – it's hard to regain that energy starting from behind. So it's going to be big, no matter who we're playing, to get out there and, you know, get the offense going early, defense, get a 3-and-out early. You know, that just kicks off the game. It sets the tone and sets the pace and the momentum for the rest.
You've had 2 weeks after just one game, so it's kind of like a semi-training camp vibe. What's one aspect of the defense you think will be noticeably better on Saturday?
Just communication, I think. Week 1, there was a couple errors. I made a couple errors personally. I think a couple people made some mistakes, but we're really cleaning those up. You know, we're really polishing that. We've been working on that for the last 2 weeks, just being obnoxious communication. That's what we say, obnoxious communication. Just over-communicate, even if, you know, something's obvious, like, oh, yeah, he's clearly doing this, you know, just communicate it. Just make it easier for everybody.
Who's wearing the helmet cam? Not cam, but microphone for the defense?
This might be embarrassing. I don't really know. To be honest with you, I just either someone says it or I look at the sideline, get the call. You know, it's I get it. I get the call. Everyone gets the call.
Okay, I'm assuming it's probably a middle linebacker, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Definitely not you.
Definitely. I know it's not me. That's the one thing I can't say. It's definitely not me.
How would you describe UCLA's linebacker group? Like, I know obviously you're not a linebacker, but objectively speaking, what's it like being out with them and seeing them play?
It's super cool because they're all so different. Femi does not play the same way Kane does. Kane does not play the same way Ale does. You know, they all have their strengths, and it's super fun being out there with them because they can mix it up. You never know who you're going to be out there with. You know, I've been out there with Ale, Carson Schlesinger, J9, Femi, Kane, John, you know, just a whole bunch of guys. So it's cool, you know, and they all bring something different to the table, I feel like. But the communication and the comfort playing with each and every linebacker is all the same.
Have you thought about what that first home game is going to be like?
I have. Not as much as I thought I would, though, but I am super excited because it's my first home game in, you know, a really long time. So last week, 2 weeks ago, was my first football game, but this is my first game that I can come back and tell myself I'm at home, like we don't lose at home, that I've had since Navy. So this is kind of another milestone for me in my return to play journey here at UCLA. So it's my first home game. I'm super excited. I don't care where we would have played. I mean, the Rose Bowl is amazing. It's super historic. It's an amazing stadium. I remember the first time stepping into the Rose Bowl in the spring ball game, I was looking around, jeez, this place is awesome. But I'm just excited to be able to say that I'm playing in a home game for the first time in a really long time.
We got another guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hopefully I didn't.
Hopefully I didn't.